Hey everybody, it's Kira with Books to Glam Kira. I have been enjoying middle grade books recently, so I wanted to come on and share some of my recent favorites with you. So for those of you that aren't aware, middle grade is targeted primarily towards 8 to 12-year-olds, but obviously it's for everyone. It's never too late to pick up middle grade, so I encourage you to check these out. I've really been enjoying them and am hoping to continue to find some great middle grade books. So if you have any that you've read recently that you enjoy or some favorites, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to add them to my TBR. So one of the books that I read just this past month that I enjoyed, it's a newer release. It's called Magnolia Wu Unfolds It All. It's by Chanel Miller, which if that sounds familiar, she had an adult book a couple years ago called Know My Name, so a very different genre. But again, this one just came out maybe a couple months ago, and very cute. I love the illustrations on this. It's about a little girl named Magnolia that lives in New York City with her parents who run a laundromat. And Magnolia's kind of been doing things very independently. She is introduced to a little girl that is the same age as her through a family friend, and they together go on an adventure to find the homes for misplaced socks from the laundromat. And I really loved the writing style here. I felt it was very creative, a lot of play on words, and the problem solving. So, not giving up when what you think is the answer really isn't, but being open to looking at things differently. So I love the message here as well as the creativity. So check that one out, again by Chanel Miller. Another one, not a new release, has been around, but new to me, is called The Significant Events in the Life of a Cactus. And the author here is Dusty Bowling, and I know that this author has a couple more books. I think this is the original, but there's some that stem from this as well. Really great messages here. It's about a girl named Avon who's growing up, and she has a disability because she has no arms, and she hasn't known anything different. She was born and raised in an environment with a very supportive family and friends, and then her life is turned upside down because she has to relocate and to a place where she doesn't know. The family moves to Arizona, and so everything's very different. She's being faced with a lot of challenges with people that just don't have the knowledge and understanding of her and how she can do things without arms that people can do with arms. And I think my favorite parts about this is just the variety of characters and the diversity, and just opening your eyes to all different kinds of disabilities and diversity with individuals. So I think it's got a really great message. So again, that's Insignificant Events of the Life of a Cactus. There you go. Another new release from this year that I loved is by Lois Lowry, and it's called Tree Table Book. So Lois Lowry, again, has written other stories such as The Giver and Number of the Stars, some classics. This was an adorable story. And again, I talked about this in my last video. We have two individuals named Sophie, very different age groups, different generations, but finding a common ground to grow and learn from one another. It's a very adorable story, especially how beautiful it is when you hit the part in the book that describes where the title came from. For me, that's always like a really happy moment of just understanding where the name came from. So check that one out. And then the last one I have to share with you, again, was a new release from this year. This is what started it all. This was the first middle grade that I picked up this year, and I've been hooked. Olivetti. Olivetti is adorable. I'm also going to judge the book by its cover. Beautiful cover. The thing that's special here is we have some different point of views, and one of the point of view is actually in the perspective of the typewriter itself. So for me, it's fun when there's objects or animals, or something unique, or even a place that is a point of view that's a character. I think that's interesting writing. And it sounds, it's certainly lighthearted, but there are also some really deep topics. I will say, trigger warning of cancer in this one. So there's family, and just a little bit of family drama, a little bit of mystery and suspense on where someone goes. And so there's a variety here, but I just loved and adored this. I did see recently, I can't recall what it's called, but I did see that the author, Allie Millington, has a new book coming out in 2025. So get that on your calendar. And then also, while we're talking about anticipated middle grade, there is one by Alice Hoffman that is, again, the name is escaping me, but it's Anne Frank Before the Diary. So that's got me really intrigued. I'm hoping to get that one. I don't remember when it comes out. I want to say it comes out in fall, but those two are on my radar. Feel free, if you're aware of any that are coming up, please share them. I'd love to hear and add them to my TBR. Happy reading, everyone. Thank you.